Now we will travel to the underworld of Greece, and we will hear from the Lord Hades of the underworld, the darkness himself.
It's not often that I ascend to this realm. I prefer the quiet confines of my home. I'm Hades, the unseen, the first and third of the sons of Kronos. It was I that shackled the feet and the wrists of my father, thus ending the 10-year war. After my brothers and I drew lots, it was I that was tasked with the undertaking of taking care of the void. You refer to that as the underworld. My brothers and sisters up on Mount Olympus were held in high esteem, while I fulfilled my duties honorably in the underworld, away from my family. Even those that left me offerings turned their backs from me. They were afraid to look upon me, to look upon my face. They saw me as a god of death and dying, and they did not want to draw the attention of such a god. But I do not cause death, and I do not reap the souls of those that pass beyond this world. I'm the god of the underworld. It is my lot to look after the shades, to give them a safe place, to give them a place to be so that they can transition into the next incarnation, a place to reflect and prepare. But you see, I've always felt like a bit of an outsider, the black sheep of my family. By the way, you can thank me for that one. Did you know it used to be considered a blessing to have a black sheep in your herd of white sheep? It takes a special kind of circumstance for such a diamond in the rough to appear in a flock of white sheep. So it used to be a blessing. It was seen as a sign from the gods that you are worthy. But somewhere along the way, the black sheep was no longer appreciated. They weren't as profitable as the white sheep. It turned out that man forgot the connection to the divine. They thought more about profit and wealth, and they lost their connection to this sacred animal. They turned away from their own black sheep, their own children that are different. When did different become undesirable? This is not so for my precious stones and minerals. I see how my gold and diamonds are coveted. Their rarity, their usefulness are highly desirable to men. But they chose to see my sacred black sheep as disgraceful, as a disappointment. They see them as rebellious, They don't do this because you are. They do this because you mirror back to them. You mirror back to them what is lacking in themselves. Not because there's anything disgraceful about you. It's because they are afraid to acknowledge how they need to grow and evolve. Instead, they push for conformity instead of embracing the blessings of being granted this one-of-a-kind gift. You have been overlooked for far too long. Now is not the time to blindly follow. The world needs your wisdom, your strength, your individual goodness. The fact that you are individual. And yes, your rebellion. My sacred black sheep, you know who you are. Even if you have hid yourself from the world. There are times when invisibility is helpful and is needed. Use your judgment. Petition for my aid. Be unseen if you must. Get those iron bracelets ready. Know your worth. My jewels.